All right, Kent Business College apprentices, welcome to your final session. So, I want you to forget about this being a lecture. Think of this more like a final mission briefing, because today you're being handed a mission that's actually really important. So, let's kick things off with a question for you. And I'm not talking about the Wi-Fi going down or the coffee machine breaking. What is that absolute stomach in your shoes, biggest nightmare you could possibly have at work?
Yeah, we've all had that heart-stopping moment, right? You hit reply all by mistake, and suddenly your weekend plans are company-wide news. But as cringy as that is, I'm talking about something with stakes that are way higher.
This is the one. Accidentally leaking customer details or employee records, any kind of sensitive personal info. This is a scenario with absolutely massive consequences, not just for the company, but for the real people whose data just got exposed.
And that is where your mission starts. Because protecting data isn't just a job for the IT guys or the legal team. Nope, everyone, from the very top right down to every single one of you is on the front line. As of today, I want you to think of yourself as a data guardian.
So, here's our mission briefing. We're going to cover your core mission, get you your GDPR toolkit, talk about building a data-safe culture, learn your daily moves, prep for a code red situation, and then we'll talk about the payoff for being a data hero.
First up, let's get you your toolkit. You know, every guardian needs their gear, and in the world of data protection, your gear is a set of really clear, essential policies that are going to guide everything you do.
Think of these as your standard issue equipment. First, you've got your data handling practices. That's basically the instruction manual on how to safely collect, store, and get rid of data. Next, your incident reporting procedures. That's your emergency hotline for when things go sideways. And finally, you've got data subject rights, the rulebook for respecting people's control over their own info. You gotta know them, you gotta use them. They are your best friends on this mission.
But hey, having the right tools is only half the battle. You also need the right mindset. Because a truly secure organization has data protection just built into its DNA. It's all about creating a data-safe culture. And that whole culture thing, it starts with a simple but super powerful idea, a data-first mindset. This just means you don't think about data protection at the end of a project like it's some box you have to tick. No, you think about it from the very beginning, before you do anything else. It needs to become a reflex. You're about to start a new project or create a new spreadsheet, and bam, question one pops into your head. What data am I actually collecting here?
And right after that, bam, question two. And this one is so important. Why? Do I have a real specific reason for this, or am I just grabbing data just in case?
And finally, the third punch. How am I going to protect it? What security is in place from the second it lands with me? Asking these three simple questions every single time, that's the core of being a great data guardian. You know, this three-question reflex, it actually has an official name. It's called privacy by design. And all it means is building data safety into the blueprint of whatever you're doing, not trying to slap it on later like a coat of paint.
All right, so you've got your toolkit, you've got the mindset. Now, let's talk about putting it into practice. These are your everyday, on-the-ground guardian moves.
I want you to think of this as your regular security patrol. It's a data audit. You're basically shining a flashlight into all the dark corners. You ask, what data do we have and why do we have it? Where is it and how long are we keeping it? Who can get their hands on it? And are the outside companies we work with playing by the same rules? It's about making sure the whole journey is locked down. And this leads us to the golden rule. It is so simple. Just because you can open a file or look at a database does not mean you should. As a guardian, you work on a need-to-know basis. Only access the personal data you absolutely need to do your job. That's it. Simple as that. Okay, now for the boss battle. Look, no matter how careful we are, things can go wrong. A data breach is a code red situation, and you have to know the emergency procedure, cold. So first, let's be super clear on what a breach even is. It's not always some hacker in a hoodie. It could be a laptop left in a taxi, an email sent to the wrong person, basically anytime personal data falls into the wrong hands or just gets lost.
If a serious breach happens, a clock starts ticking loudly. And this is the number I need you to burn into your memory. 72. You have just 72 hours to report it to the authorities. Here in the UK, that's the Information Commissioner's Office, the ICO. They're the official data protection watchdog.
So what do? Don't panic. You follow the plan. Step 1, the second you even think there might be a breach, you identify and report it inside the company, immediately. Step 2, the team jumps in to contain the damage and figure out how bad it is. Step 3, that crucial 72-hour notification to the ICO. And Step 4, if the risk to people is high, we notify them directly. Okay, we have covered the tools, the mindset, the emergency drills. Now let's talk about the reward, the payoff. Why does this mission matter so much anyway?
Well, the choice is pretty clear, isn't it? On one side, you've got the Data Guardian way. That leads to customer trust, which, let's be honest, is everything. It builds success and a secure place to work. The other way? We're talking huge fines, a reputation that can be torched overnight, and losing customers. It's a no-brainer.
And really, this quote says it all. Your mission? It isn't about just following a bunch of boring rules to avoid getting into trouble. It is about building trust. It's about showing every single customer and colleague that you respect them and their information.
So, your training is complete. You have your mission. You are officially a data guardian. The only question left is, when you walk into work tomorrow, what's your first move going to be? Mission accepted.